Now, there's a business model that a lot of content creators are using to create seven-figure businesses with little following. I've been working the past year, joining different masterminds, taking different courses, really looking at what everybody is doing, and I've figured out the code. This year, I've worked with my team on scaling over 9 different businesses from 0 to 7 figures to really figure out what the framework is that works. In this video, I'm going to distill the framework that we've come up with after taking all of that time to really see what worked. After taking so much time looking at everything that's out there in terms of new technology, new framework, AI solutions, we've looked at every single thing that you can use as a tool to build your business and have come up with the recipe for success in 2025. And this has been an incredible year. There is literally no better time for entrepreneurs to build and scale a business than now. So that's why we're here putting together these videos so you have the tools and information you need to scale today. So with no further ado, if you're ready to take a look at our framework that we're going to use to scale our businesses, just like, subscribe, and let's get it on. All right, now let's get this straight. In 2025, no more service-based businesses, no more manufacturing your own products. We're going in the direction of only SaaS products or print-on-demand solutions that are paired with a brand that we can scale online to a niche audience. First of all, we're really focused on scale. So if it is dependent on your own 2 hands or even somebody else's 2 hands, we're not doing it. Right now, AI solutions are moving so fast that it makes no sense not to leverage this new category of technology. So we're really focused on that and no longer so much focused on service industries that require physical people, no more focus on manufacturing products that require us to manufacture our own products, no more focus on products that require us to develop a labor force of our own. We're solely focused on technology and content platforms where we're able to use AI solutions to really scale. So with that, I'll reiterate, primarily focusing on SaaS. So we've got one platform that is an AI-driven CRM platform where we offer business owners tools to be able to communicate with their customers, social media content management tools, and that sort of platform. We're focused primarily on that because we can scale that without the labor needed to manage a team of people. It's really a platform. As long as we keep the platform going, we can scale. We're also developing a couple of brands that are based on print on demand. Now, I think this is one of the most incredible times for print on demand solutions because you've got all these AI tools that really can help you support in terms of content creation and marketing. And those are the 2 big things that you need in a print demand solution. And so those things, now it's never been a better time than ever before. So now you have the 2 primary pieces that you need to make those types of businesses work. So again, we're not focusing on service-based solutions. No more, we'll do your scripts for you. No more, we'll do nothing for you. We will do the platform. So there's all sorts of reasons why we made this decision, but I think it's widely known nowadays that you have to move out of service-based businesses because they just don't scale. You run yourself ragged. So if you want, I'll make a whole video on that, but suffice to say, we're moving in the direction of technology-based businesses that we can scale, those being focused in 2 categories, specifically the category of SaaS. So we've got a software platform, we've got a couple of applications out there, and then we've got a couple of print-on-demand brands. We're thinking about doing a couple of media-based brands where it's focused primarily on content. But right now, most of our businesses use content more as the marketing. and really use secondary businesses to get that offline conversion and really monetize that way. So, and speaking of which, so here's the framework. So we're using YouTube as our primary channel for just content and reach and connecting with the audience and creating a community. I think it's one of the best tools out there for that. And then what we're doing is, beyond that, creating a secondary network between our 4 primary social channels. So our primary social channels are LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And the reason why we're focusing on those 4 channels is, well, a couple of different reasons, and the reasons are unique for each one. So we'll start with LinkedIn. A lot of our brands and businesses, they have B2B value, but they also, even when they have direct consumer value, they are focused on niche categories that can really be found on LinkedIn. And I think LinkedIn is a really non-competitive space right now, being that there's a lot of competition for eyeballs on Instagram, TikTok. There's a lot of sophisticated content out there on those platforms, but LinkedIn is still a non-competitive space where most people are just talking about, hey, I got a promotion, or hey, my job's really hard. And there's not a lot of people out there putting really attention-grabbing, really aggressive content on LinkedIn. So I think it's a real soft spot where if you put a little bit of effort into really shining, you can decimate the competition on LinkedIn. So that's why we're going heavy on LinkedIn. But also behind that, we're still going to stay true to Facebook and Instagram because there's very mature advertising tools there. So when you're doing a campaign, the tools are really sophisticated. You're really able to target audiences very well. We still see a lot of high conversions on Facebook and Instagram, so it makes sense to really target there. And also, we're not doing Threads yet, but we imagine when Threads becomes available to advertisers to really compete that way, it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. But behind that, TikTok, a lot of content, but there's a lot of opportunity for rapid growth, rapid exposure, especially if you're doing something outside the norm, and especially if you're able to really capitalize and leverage those trends. So if you're able to leverage trends that happen on TikTok, use them in new, interesting ways, it can be a real opportunity for your brand. And so just to recap, we're starting with YouTube as our primary channel, our primary brand space. We're going secondary into the 4 social content channels: LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as our social distribution network. And then behind that, we're driving all of those into our own branded space or our own .com. So whether it is network.ai or thecoffeemug.co or john.com.co, wherever brand it is that we've got, we're driving them to our own .com to then monetize with either a branded store, branded merch, or our SaaS products, our digital products. But that's where really the conversion happens. So you'll see that is the 3rd step in the 4-step process. So first, you got the YouTube for exposure. Then you've got the social channels as a distribution network. Then that drives to your own branded .com where you see that conversion. And then really, once you've got them in your brand ecosystem, we then keep them in our email stream. And that's when we use our email stream almost as that loyalty program where we really take the relationship to that next level and are persistently courting and cultivating our email list for those next opportunities to really drive up the lifetime value of our consumer. So that is the 4-step strategy. Using YouTube as the initial basis for our brand content hub, driving to derivative content on various social channels, using our own .com as that conversion to really nail in the relationship with the brand, and then using our CRM platform, both on email, SMS, and subsequent social communications to really solidify that relationship with the consumer. So we've got that end-to-end 4-step process that we really use as a framework to build our businesses in 2025. So that's the sauce, that's the framework that we're dealing with this year as we build out our brands. Let me know what you think. Are you taking a similar approach? What are your thoughts as you build your online businesses, or are you still brick and mortar, still doing it with your hands? What are you doing? So thanks for hanging out. If this was of value to you, definitely like, subscribe, share with someone you think might get value out of this video. Until then, stay on the grind, stay on the grizzy. Peace.